Hey, it's Mike Turner. I'm back in my basement for another update on this market. This is kind of part three of just me trying to do a long view, like what's really going on with the market, how crazy is it, and what can we expect to come in the future? What do we need to watch out for? So all that kind of stuff. Also, been making cameos on my videos. Is this little guy here? Hold on a second, or this girl, I guess I should say. This is Juno. He's back, helping me make my market reports. Yes, ow, that's my finger. Yep. And but this is the chart I really was excited to show you to because it's so crazy. So as I did in past charts, I want to show you that. Of course, this was the previous boom. This chart is from Web Charts. It's a subscription service. If you're a real estate professional, I highly recommend you get it because it has cool charts like this. So this shows median sales in the area, and you can see how it's just gone up, 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 all the way to, this is year to date 2021, and then this yellow circles here showing how much it's changed year over year. So you can see that since 2012, it's just gone nothing but up. Some years more than others, but up every year since then. And so I think it's worth pointing out that it went up before during the last boom, but it's gone up so much more this time around. And that's partly fueled by many things. I'm going to come back to in a second. But this is quite astonishing to see these, double-digit returns year after year. Now, this number, 21%, is the highest number on this chart, right? Do you see a higher one? And that's just year to date. This is going to go up even further. It's crazy because let me show you this chart right here. This is showing you last year compared to this year. So you can see in March that it's actually hard to see that it says right here it was 366, 387 was the median sale price for Ada County. And here we are $100,000 higher. It's crazy. Wait, hold on a second. Stop chewing on that. That's not okay. No. Sorry. Okay, so 100,000 over. So that's insane. It should not go up that high. I said no. I meant it. Okay, it's gonna hold you. Okay, so yeah, so 100,000. So that's insane. That's really, I mean, it's great if you're a homeowner, but there is going to be a tide change with all this. Okay, it cannot go up this high this fast without sort of reaction in the market. Okay, so I want to kind of talk about that next. But going back to this chart showing you just kind of like over the last 20 years what the market's done, and you'll see that it did get pretty close. Got shot really high in these 2 years. And remember the chart I showed you, the first chart? I'll show you again. Let's look at this one. So looks like the top of the market in the last boom. That's 2005. Let me show you this one. This one here. And now you can see the top of the market before was 2007. 2 years later. Okay. So so it kept going up before it went down. So it didn't start going down until 2008. And then it didn't. So it went down, 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 down. And then eventually in 2012, it finally started going back up. And there's lots of causes for this, but I just want to show you that once we have a change in our market, it can take a couple years for that starting to reflect in pricing. So because this is how, demand will change and therefore supply will come up. If demand lessens, supply will come up, and which pushes pressure on pricing. Eventually, supply gets so high that prices start to come down, but they don't come down right away. It takes often years for it to get its bottom. And some recessions last longer than others. Obviously, the last one was really bad, so it lasted a long time. What will happen now? So let's get to that question because hold on a second. Don't eat that. No. Let's move this. Okay. All right. um, is that what's going to happen here? Part of the reason why this is fueled is by interest rates. I think I have an interest rate chart here. Yes, I do. So this is a really cool chart that shows you the 30-year fixed rate mortgage interest rates. And back here during the last boom, it was at 6.76. So on the average price of a house, which was around less than 250 at the high median price, I gave you a mortgage payment, not including property taxes and insurance, of about just under $1,500. Today, being at over 400,000, we got to move this. People are getting mortgages in the twos, right? So let's say you got the 268. Well, if your mortgage payment is going to be more like $1,800, $1,900 at that amount. So that means that it's of course more expensive, but because interest rates have come down, it's not incredibly more expensive. It's not doubly expensive, because when you look at this chart, it looks like it should be twice as expensive, but it's not, because of interest rates have come down. So this is really important. If they go up, talk about the coolest wet blanket you can think of on the market, right? And then eventually prices will. What's not common is it's that if the prices go so high, eventually you have less buyers that can buy them, right? And that, even though we have people coming from out of state and they can buy things, or people here locally sell a home, make some good money from it, and then buy something else, that can still happen, okay? And that will still happen, but it will be, I see, because prices come up so far, that it will start cooling the market, because prices have gone so high. And I've just noticed that this for the first time this weekend on some of these houses that are being listed, that there's not quite as a frenzy as there were on them before, because I believe we've reached, in some areas in the valley, a price point where it's like, whoa, yep, they're selling that house, but instead of 10 buyers bidding on it, there's only one or two, and that can be because it's just so much higher, and people can only get approved for so many things, right? And so that's eventually going to happen. And also, what will happen now that the prices are higher is that, yeah, there's less demand for those ones, because people can't or don't want to pay that much. And now that there is some evidence of this high price where you can sell your house, more people are like, and go, wow, I'll just sell and go move to Texas or someplace cheaper, right? Or go rent or go live in my RV or whatever they're going to do. And that's what's going to happen. So I see that we've reached a point where potentially now prices are getting high enough that you're going to see more people start listing their house because they want to cash in. And yeah, the market can still go up. It can go up for another year or two, potentially. But I think you will see in some pockets that the demand to soften, unless prices either cool, which I don't actually am not anticipating at all, not yet. But that is something. This is how markets work. And so for those people who think, Boise is going to be great for the next 5-10 years, they're not necessarily wrong, because I'm in that camp too. I do think like Boise is going to keep growing. Any growing city is going to usually have a healthy real estate market. But some of these prices that we're seeing that have been brought on by the severe low inventory might just be short-lived. Because I don't know if they'll keep pushing. They definitely won't keep pushing at the same rate. And so I do see things calming, because we reach to a point where buyers are just like, no way, man, I'm not. And you thought that might have happened 6 months ago, a year ago, but I'm just starting to see it for the first time in the market by buyer behavior. So just wanted to show you that. It's important stuff. All right, I got to end this video because I got a dog that needs to go outside and be walked. But I still have more stuff to show you, okay? So because I want people to understand there's a lot of dynamics happening, right? And so we've talked about what a demand, and I've talked about pricing, and eventually you can hit a price point where things do start to, it's like it starts to cool because you reach a point where it's just hard for people to buy, and then it's hard since it's harder for people to buy it. Um, we get less demand, and so that's I think about starting to happen. Who knows for sure because we're going into our peak season in our market. So I'll be watching it and I'm going to give him reports like this. So I just want to share this with you because it looks great out there, but there is some concerns. Okay, I'm ending it. I'm coming. We'll go for the walk now. All right. We'll see you back real soon with the next part 4, I guess you can say. Take care. I'm Mike Turner. Reach out with your questions.